There's a code blue on the cardiac floor, and I went into the room, and the patient was on the floor, literally on the floor. And the patient was moving, so I was like, oh, this isn't really a cardiac arrest. The patient really didn't really code. But then I looked at the patient's heart rhythm, and they went to asystole. And the nurse was like, no, this is real. And she started doing chest compressions. And I was like, okay. And then the patient woke up and, and fought her off. And then, went into asystole again. So I was like, whoa, this guy's in heart block. So, and of course, he had cardiac surgery, a few days prior, and his epicardial leads had been cut, so we couldn't pace him through those leads. So we went up and down with this. He kept going into asystole and not moving, and then we had to like thump on his chest and we woke him up. This lasted a little bit. We finally got him into the bed. We had pads on him, but we couldn't get capture with the pads. We also lost his IV throughout all this. So we rushed him to the ICU while doing chest compressions, with him waking up and being aware, and then constantly basically dying. Finally got pads on him and could finally pace his heart in a way that was could sustain his life. Lost his IV, so he was being shocked and awake, and I was apologizing about this, and he was actually very understandable about it. Anyway, finally got an IV and gave him a little midazolam and fentanyl, and then put in a central line, a big one, and floated a PA catheter, a swan, down into his heart with a pacing wire to finally pace his heart more durably. And then he was okay for a little bit there, and then I called the cardiac, the EP, electrophysiology, cardiac, to come in and place a temporary permanent pacemaker. The guy did great. He did great, survived. He left the ICU the next day. And he was so understandable about the shocking. It was like, hey, I'm sorry you're awake and having this. He knew. It was incredible team effort to save that guy. And it happened. Heart block, complete heart block can happen after cardiac surgery. Usually doesn't, but it's something we watch for.